ಸದೂಷಣಾಪಿ ನಿರ್ದೋಷ ಸಖರಾಪಿ ಸುಕೋಮಲ ನಮಸ್ತಸ್ಮೈ ಕೃತಾಯೇನ ರಮ್ಯಾ ರಾಮಾಯಣೀ ಕಥಾ. ರಾಮಾಯಣೀ ಕಥಾ ತು ರಮ್ಯಾ एव वर्तते. तत्र वाल्मीके महर्षेः रामायणम् आधारभूतं कृत्वा नैकैः रामायणस्य कथा लिखिता वर्तते एव. तस्य सर्वस्य चर्चा एतेषु सत्रेषु भवति. परन्तु वाल्मीकिरामायणस्य चर्चार्थमेव प्रायः 10 दिनानि आवश्यकानि भवेयुः. तथापि वयं यावच्छक्यं विविधविषयान् स्वीकृत्य अत्र चर्चयामः. अस्य सत्रस्य आध्यक्ष्यं वहति डॉक्टर गौरी माहुलिकर महोदया. अहम् अत्र भवतीं निवेदयामि, कृपया मञ्चम् आगत्य आसनं स्वीकरोतु इति. एतस्मिन् सत्रे विषयप्रतिपादनं कुरुतः डॉक्टर योगिता छत्रे तथैव डॉक्टर स्नेहा भागवत. कृपया द्वे अपि आसनग्रहणं कुरुतामिति अहं निवेदयामि. वाल्मीकिं रामचन्द्रञ्च कविं देवञ्च श्रद्धया सत्रारम्भे सूत्रधारः प्रणमामि महाबलः. अस्य सत्रस्य अध्यक्षं वहति डॉक्टर गौरी माहुलिकर महोदया. तस्याः किञ्चित् परिचयम् अहम् अत्र कारयितुं प्रयते. महोदया चिन्मय इंटरनेशनल फाउंडेशन इत्यस्य शैक्षिकनिदेशिका एकेडमिक डायरेक्टर इति पदं भूषयति. सद्यः तस्याः वासः केरलराज्यस्य एर्नाकुलं महानगरे. मुम्बै विश्वविद्यालयतः MA पदवीं सम्प्राप्य तत्रैव वेदिक एलिमेंट्स् इन् पुराणिक मंत्रास् एंड रिचुअल्स् इत्यस्मिन् विषये PhD पदवीम् अपि प्राप्तवती. कर्नाटक संस्कृत विश्वविद्यालयतः ऑनररी डीलिट पदवीमपि अधिगतवती. वैदिकसाहित्ये, वेदान्ते, निरुक्ते, साहित्ये च महाभागायाः गभीरम् अध्ययनम् अस्ति. महोदया मुम्बै विश्वविद्यालयस्य संस्कृतविभागाध्यक्षरूपेण 25 वर्षाणि स्वस्याः प्रशासनकौशलस्य, शैक्षिकक्षेत्रे नायकत्वस्य च सम्यक् दर्शनं कारितवती. 18 छात्राणां PhD मार्गदर्शनमपि तया विधत्तम्. माहुलिकर वर्या वर्षत्रयं यावत् चिन्मय विश्वविद्यापीठस्य कार्यनिमित्त उपकुलपतिभारं, प्राध्यापकानां समन्वयकादायित्वं च निरुह्य विश्वविद्यालयस्य संस्कृतविभागस्य मूलं दृढं कृतवती. सः तु कोविदकालः आसीत्, कोविड-19. एषा तु कोविदा अस्ति बहुविषयेषु. सा एव तत्र उपकुलपतिः आसीत् इति कारणतः तत्र ओपन् लर्निङ्ग् विषये बहु किमपि प्रयासं सा कृतवती. इदानीमपि तस्याः पाठाः यूट्यूब् इत्यादिषु माध्यमेषु उपलभ्यन्ते. वयं तस्य प्रयोजनं स्वीकर्तुं शक्नुमः. सद्यः चिन्मय इंटरनेशनल फाउंडेशन इत्यस्य शैक्षिकनिदेशिका भूत्वा शैक्षिकक्षेत्रे प्रतिष्ठानस्य प्रतिष्ठां सर्वासु दिक्षु प्रसारयन्ती अस्ति. विविधप्रकल्पाः, संगोष्ठ्यः, सम्मेलनानि, अनुसन्धानानि च एतस्याः मार्गदर्शने प्रचलन्ति. नैकानि पुस्तकानि, शोधपत्रसङ्कलनानि च तस्याः मार्गदर्शने प्रकाशितानि. तस्याः स्वस्याः 8 पुस्तकानि, शताधिकशोधपत्राणि च प्रकाशितानि सन्ति. सावित्रीबाई फुले पुरस्कारः, आद्यश्री शंकराचार्य पुरस्कारः, कविकुलगुरु संस्कृत साधना पुरस्कारः, अन्ताराष्ट्रीय रामकृष्ण पुरस्कारः इत्यादयः अनेके पुरस्काराः प्राप्ताः महोदय। एषा अस्माकम् अद्यतनसत्रस्य अध्यक्षा अस्ति इति तु अस्माकं सौभाग्यं वर्तते। तस्यै अहं सर्वेषां परतया हार्दं स्वागतं व्याहरामि। महोदयायै श्रीमान् श्रीहरि आट्ले महोदयः स्मृतिचिह्नं दत्वा तस्याः स्वागतं करोतु इति अहं विज्ञापयामि। एतस्मिन् सत्रे अन्यतमा व्याख्यात्री अस्ति महोदया डॉक्टर स्नेहा भागवत। महोदया गोवा राज्यस्य बहुमान्या आयुर्वेदवैद्या अस्ति। ऊर्जा वेलनेस सेंटर इत्यस्य स्थापिका एषा। तद्वारा सर्वत्र आयुर्वेदचिकित्सायाः दिव्यप्रभां प्रसारयन्ती वर्तते। महोदया विभिन्नासु संस्थासु नैकेषु संघटनेषु च विविधानि दायित्वानि वहति। गोवा काउंसिल ऑफ आयुर्वेदिक एंड अलाइड सिस्टम ऑफ मेडिसिन गवर्नमेंट ऑफ गोवा इत्यस्य अध्यक्षा वर्तते। ऊर्जा ट्रेनिंग एंड रिसर्च एकेडमी इत्यस्य अध्यक्षा वर्तते। सेक्रेटरी इन मैनेजमेंट एंड सीईओ ऑफ गोवा कॉलेज ऑफ फिजियोथेरपी नेचुरोपैथी एंड योगिक साइंस साखली मध्ये एषा संस्था वर्तते। गोवा राज्यस्य बीजेपी महिला मोर्चा इत्यस्य उपाध्यक्षा वर्तते। महाभागया नैके पुरस्काराः अपि प्राप्ताः। मेयर ऑफ सोची रशिया, काउंसिल जनरल ऑफ सेंट पीटर्सबर्ग रशिया इत्यस्य सम्माननम् एषा प्राप्तवती। उद्योगिनी पुरस्कारः, कर्तृत्विनी पुरस्कारः, धन्वन्तरी पुरस्कारः, गोवा भूषण पुरस्कारः इत्यादयः अनेके पुरस्काराः तया प्राप्ताः। महोदयायाः टेक्सास, सेंट पीटर्सबर्ग तथा बर्लिन प्रदेशेषु 3 पञ्चकर्मचिकित्सालयाः वर्तन्ते। 40 देशेषु पर्यटनं कृत्वा आयुर्वेदस्य महत्त्वं सर्वत्र प्रसारयन्ती वर्तते महाभागा। तस्यै अपि अहं हार्दं स्वागतं व्याहरामि। अस्य सत्रस्य अपरा व्याख्यात्री अस्ति डॉक्टर योगिता छत्रे महाभागा। महोदया सद्यः गोवा विश्वविद्यालयस्य डिपार्ट्मेंट ऑफ संस्कृत फिलोसफी एंड इंडिक स्टडीज मध्ये सहायक प्राध्यापिकारूपेण कार्यं करोति। केंद्रीय विश्वविद्यालयस्य शृंगेरी परिसरात् व्याकरणशास्त्रे स्वर्णपदकेन सह MA पदवीं प्राप्तवती। नव्य व्याकरणे केंद्रीय संस्कृत विश्वविद्यालयतः PhD पदवी अपि अधिगता अस्ति। बेंगलूरुनगरे विद्यमाने अमृत विश्वविद्यापीठे नागपुरस्य कविकुलगुरु कालिदास संस्कृत विश्वविद्यालये सहायक प्राध्यापकरूपेण एतया कार्यं कृतम्। गंगोत्री डिजिटल प्रिजर्वेशन ट्रस्ट मध्ये संस्कृत पंडितारूपेण अपि एषा कार्यं कृतवती। अनेकेषु सम्मेलनेषु संगोष्ठीषु च एतया शोधपत्राणि प्रस्तुतानि। नैकासां संगोष्ठीनां प्रकल्पानां च आयोजने महोदयायाः योगदानं वर्तते। अनेकासु भाषासु निष्णाता, शारदा ग्रंथ इत्यादिषु लिपिषु निपुणा, अध्ययने अध्यापने च कुशला। योगितावर्यायाः योग्यता तु अन्यादृशी एव। अहं तस्यै अपि सर्वेषां परतया हार्दं स्वागतं व्याहरामि। डॉक्टर अरुण रेड्डी महाभागः वेदिकाम् आगत्य तयोः सम्माननं करोतु इति विज्ञापयामि। अग्रे एतत् सत्रं डॉक्टर गौरी माहुलीकर महोदयायाः दक्षे आध्यक्षे भविष्यति। प्रथमं तावत् डॉक्टर स्नेहा भागवत महाभागां विज्ञापयामि यत् सा विषयप्रस्तुतिं करोतु इति।
2 days national seminar, Vidya Prabodhini College and other organizers who have joined this divine seminar. First of all, congratulations. My topic here is how Ayurveda has come in context into Ramayana. Just to set the tone, I would like to recite one shloka. Shree Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. With the blessings of Sri Rama, with his divine qualities, we take forward this session, the second session, under the chairmanship of, I am very much blessed to have her in my session, Dr. Gauri ma'am, and my colleague, Dr. Yogita. Ayurveda has been much more ancient than Ramayana, is been proved through some of the references that we see in Ramayana. Samadoshaha samagnischa samadhatu malakriya prasanna atma indriya mana prakriti iti abhidhiyate. Today, the World Health Organization has focused as a definition of health not only on physical but emotional, mental and social well-being. A similar definition is seen in the text of Ayurveda, and it is very much depicted through the different conversations in Ramayana, especially the Valmiki Ramayana, wherein every sandarbha that you get tells us about not only physical health or physical pain, but also about mental well-being and spiritual well-being. Being one of the most ancient Indian science, there are several medicinal herbs that have been found in this ancient epic in Ramayana. We all know about this, the 7 kandas of Ramayana: Balakand, Ayodhya Kand, Aranya Kand, Kishkinda Kand, Sundar Kand, Yuddha Kand and Uttara Kand. Especially when Kaikeyi, there is a conversation between Kaikeyi and Dashrath, when she was down with headache, the king of Ayodhya, Dashrath, advised the Raja Vaidyas, which were at that time or royal physicians of certain kings, to give her medicines and give her relief. This indicates that medical profession, that means Vaidya, existed even during this period. And there was a special court of physicians which was appointed by kings during that time. The second example which I would like to mention here is when Lakshmana fell unconscious after he was hurt with an arrow. Ram actually announced him dead. But Vaidya Sushen, who was appointed by Dashrath or by the king, actually gave certain signs and symptoms which were not seen when he was unconscious, like the color of the body, the face, the palms, the dilated pupils, especially when the person is about to die or is dead. the pupils are semi-dilated or dilated, and these were the signs and symptoms that were explained, which are clearly mentioned, and this was highlighted, and that is why Lakshmana was revived with the help of herbs, which I will come in my future mention, which were brought by Hanuman from the Himalayas. Everybody have heard about this Aushadhi Parvat, medicine, mountain of medicines. In Yuddha Kand of Ramayana, a chapter entitled as Aushadhi Kand basically means mountain of medicines or peak of medicines. Here it is also mentioned as Aushadhi Parvat or Kanchana Parvat, and the peak of Kailas is also highlighted. When Lakshmana was injured by Ravana's troops, the physician asked the Hanuman to get a special herb which was called as Sanjivani. But when he went there, Hanuman could not identify which exact herb was Sanjivani. And that is why he had to take the whole peak of that mountain, and that was transferred to this place where he was injured. In this, actually, there existed 4 herbs like Mrita Sanjivani, Vishalya Karani. Vishalya Karani is a herb which removes all the shalya from the body. May it be arrow, may it be different types of instruments that actually hurt the body. So that is Vishalya Karani herb. Also, Savarna Karani. So in case if there is any toxic element that is taken in the body, there are chances that the color changes or different colors appear on the body, and for that this herb was used. And then there is Sandhan Karani, especially during the fights or during any kind of such events. Whenever there used to be fractures or sometimes even wounds, then this Sandhan Karani herb or Aushadhi was used. We also have this reference of organ transplantation. It was just discussed before in the previous session, wherein Gautam Rishi castrated the testicles of King Indra, and then the Ashwins actually transplanted the testicles of Govt, and that's why he was also referred to as Meshanda. The direct reference of toxicology also is seen in when Dashrath was not ready to actually give the to give the make Rama as the king. At that time, Kaikeyi warned him that if you do not follow what I am saying, that I will take poison and I would suicide. So this actually gives a reference that toxicology also existed during this period, and vast knowledge of toxicology is later on seen in Ayurveda as well, and we have a special subject called as toxicology as well. Body preservation. When Dashratha died due to depression after the exile of Ram, at that time Bharat actually wanted Ram to be there, and because he wanted Ram to be there for Dashrath's last rites, Bharat actually preserved the body of King Dashrath in Taila Droni. This mention also is seen, and during this time, Taila Dronis were used for preserving of different maybe organs or materials, herbs, different goods which were used in medicines or in such times, which shows that to prevent decomposition, Tailadroni was utilized. And this itself also shows that it is not only today, but at that time also, preservation was possible. This story also many of us know about when Sita was in the captivity of Ravan. At that time, when Hanuman visited her, she mentioned to her to give a message to Ram, to Lord Ram, that if you do not make me free from this place, then Ravan will amputate her body with sharp instruments and also may take away the baby situated in the womb. This shloka mention also is there, and this itself shows that amputation, knowledge of amputation also existed during this period. There are description of certain herbs which are also seen in Ayurveda: Kutaj, Arjuna, Kadamba, Ashok, Asana, Saptaparna, Kovidar. All these herbs are actually the herbs that we use in our regular practice in Ayurveda Shastra, and these are seen used during this period also. Now, this is all about physical well-being and illness, but mental well-being also was given equal importance, because the way Ram suffered throughout his life during different ashram, during this he only tried to tackle all the obstacles with great hardness of his mindset. He was very much composed. He was very much, he knew what he had to do, and he also tried to face the hardships in a positive way, and that is what the message is going towards the whole world today, that during hardships also we should not lose our temper, we should not lose our strength of our mind. We should try to be as much as capable enough to fight the challenges, and the whole journey of Lord Ram explains this mental well-being as well. This, the way how the self-confidence was imbibed in Lord Ram or Lakshman, which was, also a deep, like previous lectures also it is mentioned, a deep relationship, bonding of Ram and Lakshman, bonding of husband and wife, bonding of father and the son. This kind of relationships play a very vital role in day-to-day life, because they bring us a lot of confidence. This bonding helps us to go ahead, build in our confidence, and also to face the challenges. So today's life, if we see, we try to go ahead in a more and more small families. Hardly we have 3 or 4 members in the family, and we do not want to express or share things to others because we feel we might be judged. But this kind of bonding is also necessary between the two brothers, between the couple, and as well between the family itself, which will instill more confidence to go ahead in life and face different challenges. So this kind of psychological aspects also are very much needed, and which were very much evident in Ramayana, which give us a moral that this kind of bonding and relationships with our friends, with our family members, not only help us to go ahead, but also bring us a great way towards handling challenges. It can pave a new path towards our life. So the conflict also, the battle between good and the evil, like today we have so many different perceptions or so many different consequences happening in our life, and even Dr. Adoniji said that, how to give enough weightage to good and the evil. So whatever is righteous, we should try to follow. Maybe only few people follow it, but we should try to support what is right, and that is our dharma. And that is what is seen in the inscriptions of Ramayana. And this is well portrayed, and it gives a good message to the society. About physical health, it is clearly mentioned because he had continuously faced challenges during his life, and definitely because of the education, games, exercise, or martial arts, it was possible to traverse long distances in forest land, or also having other prowess of various fighters, including Lakshman and Hanuman, has been described evidently. There are certain characters, or you can say certain people described in Ramayana that we see, like Manthara with her humpback, which is a classic example of osteoporosis. We see Kaikeyi, who might have had an acute episode of metabolic or infective encephalopathy. Then we have King Dashratha. After depression, he actually lost his life due to maybe acute myocardial infarction. So these are some of the classic examples that we see, and which can be directly related to medical field. The episode of regaining of consciousness in Lakshmana with the help of Sanjivani, which was through Vaidya Sushen, actually diverts special attention, because after he was unconscious, there was a certain herb, which we call it as Sanjivani, wherein the nasal drops were put into his nostrils. And when these nasal drops were put, he kind of gained his consciousness. Also, some herbs were given to him, and it could be, or they could be something like glucose, or something which gave immediate consciousness to him when he was unconscious. As I said, the mental health, what Lord Rama faced with the stress of exile, handling it with confidence, challenges due to separation of Sita, going through different phases of grief, and still moving towards optimism, proper planning, action. All these play a vital role in social relationships with friends, family, peers, and public in maintaining a good health and achieving the desired outcomes, which is portrayed beautifully in Ramayana. The need of patience is also very much important, which is again portrayed beautifully in Ramayana. And today, in the fast-moving world, when we need results, immediate results, like we take an injection and we should feel better, or we want something like fast food which will crave our hunger. So these kind of things actually do not last us for long, and patience is what has been beautifully inscribed in Ramayana, which we should learn as our mental potential, Because if we have patience, that itself, any action need not have a reaction. It can be just a response to an action. So this kind of mental approach is very much necessary, and that has been beautifully portrayed in the inscriptions of Ramayana. So which can give stability, direction to difficult times. All these, the Lord Rama's ability to adapt to challenging circumstances and fight obstacles with a developing positive outlook also played a major role in his victory. Apart from this, as we say that environmental health is also very much important, and the different architectural descriptions which we see, like we can say urban planning, Ayodhya, Lanka Nagari, rural architecture which actually says about ashrams, then protection of greenery which is Dandak forest, all these, then the different roles of all the fruits which are available in the forest, may it be berries, lotus, birds like Jatayu, Sampati, animals, Vanar Sena has been described. So all these also give a proper clarity that we as human beings are not only completely dependent on our physical, mental health, but we have to also equally give enough importance to the environmental health also. So if we go hand in hand along with all this, only then we can achieve the success that we desire, and it should not be like for us itself, but it should be for the longer or the upcoming generations. So the last thing is following their dharma. Like as in the ashram, we see that Shabri used to keep her ashram clean. It was not that Sri Ram used to come every day, but she used to clean the ashram, thinking that any time Shabri may come, Ram may come. So all these things only show us that we have to be disciplined in our day-to-day life. We try to do things only when certain occasions come. This kind of approach also has to be, improved, or has to be re-inculcated in our day-to-day life, which will give which will instill discipline in our day-to-day living, and that will make again ourselves may be successful or happy or satisfied. So this kind of things also teach us about discipline. This I have already mentioned. This is just a comparative chart which where the character of Ram, means the qualities of Sri Ram, and the modern relevance to mental health, how it can actually be related. So this is a study that has been done, and every action or every consequence that has happened during Ramayana, how it can, or situation, it can be related to the mental well-being, and how it can be actually translated towards modern mental health. So why today whatever things that we are following are necessary, especially the marital or the couple therapy, the efforts to reach to our goal, preparing and handling our roles and responsibilities, all these things play a major role in our psychological well-being and towards our potential pathway to go ahead as a human being. So these are again some comparisons. Even the role of the squirrel, which is mentioned in building the bridge of Lanka. So in this, all family members should have equal, contribution It may be a small child, or it may be the eldest who may be just sitting, lying down, doing nothing, but their experience. And if the child is explained properly what needs to be done, then their patience, or their, even if they're not contributing actively, but their silence can definitely play a major role while building something which is needed to go ahead. So this kind of references give a complete therapy to us as as an answer to our mental well-being. And altogether, I think that Ramayana teaches us, even the earlier speakers have rightly recognized all these things, teaches us to have a combination of better physical well-being, to take care of our environment, of our climate, and to also have a support system which needs to be completely strong, may it be family, friends, anybody in the house or our peers, so that we go ahead in a balanced form. And today, I think in this era, it is very important that we take this message ahead to the future generations as well, and try to imbibe these qualities more and more in us, as well as try to spread awareness about these qualities through the through maybe Geet Ramayana or different ways of Ramayana, like this seminar. So thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to present my paper. I think I have done whatever maximum I could do and try to find references, whatever were available in Ramayana, and how they could be related to medicine, to Ayurveda, and to our mental well-being. Thank you so much, one and all.
Thank you, Vidya, Sneha, Bhagwat. I think we can skip the question answer session now, and after the second paper we can have 1 or 2 questions on each paper. So I invite Dr. Yogita Chhatre.
अंतराय तिमिरोपशान्तये शान्तपावनमचिन्त्य वैभवं तन्नरं वपुषि कुञ्जरं मुखे मन्महे किमपि तुन्दिलं महः श्रीरामचन्द्रदयिते सीते जनकनन्दिनी उत्तमे सर्वनारीणां प्रणामोस्तु मदम्बते। इस अवसर पर निद्रा देवी की भी प्रार्थना करना चाहती हूँ कि अगले 15 मिनट में कृपया प्रसन्न ना हो। तो मेरा आज का विषय है उपस्थापन का, महाभारत में राम कथा. इन शॉर्ट आई वुड लाइक टू टेल yes, the title of my topic. We can see here a prolonged one. रामोपाख्यान रामायणयोः सम्बन्धः तथा च रामोपाख्यानस्य संस्कृतशिक्षणे उपयोगिता विषये विमर्शात्मकम् अध्ययनम्. So when we talk about the Itihasa Granthas, that is Ramayana and Mahabharata, the seminar is about the Ramayana, but we cannot ignore Mahabharata being one of the important Itihasa Granthas. So whether the Ramakatha is imbibed in the Mahabharata or not, then the answer is yes. If we compare the situation between Rama and Yudhishthira, we find so many similarities because Rama was also being sent to the Vanavasa and Yudhishthira as well. उभयोः भ्रातृ साहचर्यम आसीत, दोनों को भी अपने भाइयों का साथ था, उनकी पत्नियां भी उनके साथ थी. केवल यही एक भेद है कि राम का वनवास उनके इच्छा से नहीं हुआ था, राम का वनवास उनकी इच्छा से हुआ था और युधिष्ठिर का वनवास जो था उस पर थोपा गया था. तो रामोपाख्यानं कदा आगच्छति महाभारते इति चेत् वनपर्वणि रामोपाख्यानस्य सन्दर्भः अस्ति. युधिष्ठिरः अत्यन्तं हतोत्साहः अस्ति. किमर्थम् इति चेत् तस्याः पत्न्याः अपहरणं जातम् अस्ति. अहं सरलसंस्कृतेन वक्तुम् इच्छामि अत्र. तर्हि युधिष्ठिरस्य पत्न्याः अपहरणं जातमस्ति जयद्रथद्वारा. तो जयद्रथ द्रौपदी का अपहरण जब करता है तब युधिष्ठिर अत्यंत हतोत्साह है और वो ये भी नहीं सोच रहा है कि मेरे साथ भीम और अर्जुन जैसे भाई है जिनके सामर्थ्य से मैं बिल्कुल जय प्राप्त कर सकता हूँ, लेकिन वो वहाँ पर अकर्मण्यता दिखा रहा है। तो यही इस पेपर का बैकग्राउंड है। तर्हि अहम् इदानीं प्रस्तौमि। कवयः नाम सामान्यजनाः एव। कवि अगर हम देखें तो वो सामान्य जन ही हैं, लेकिन उनमें भेद क्या है? कविषु तथा च सामान्यजनेषु इयान् भेदः भवति यत् कवयः स्वकृतिषु संस्कारबोधनं कुर्वन्ति, परन्तु ऋषिकवयः यत् बोधनं कुर्वन्ति तत् स्वजीवनेषु अपि प्रयत्नेन परिपालयन्ति। चतुर्विधपुरुषार्थबोधनाय विविधानां व्यक्तिविशेषाणां वर्णनं वेदव्यासवाल्मीकिभ्यां रामायणमहाभारतयोः कृतम्। अयमेव श्लोकः पूर्वम् अत्र उद्धृतः। इतिहासपुराणाभ्यां वेदं समुपबृंहयेत् बिभेत्यल्पश्रुताद्वेदो मामयं प्रहरिष्यति। इतिहास ग्रंथों का महत्व क्या है? रामायण और महाभारत क्यों पढ़ने चाहिए? क्योंकि they are complementary to the Vedas. So if we want to know the essence of the Vedas, we must read the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. रामायण कथानायकस्य पौलस्त्य कुलनाशकस्य श्रीरामस्य जीवनचरितं वर्णयता महर्षिणा वाल्मीकिना विविधप्रसंगेषु धर्माराधनं प्रादर्शि। सेयं रामकथा अध्यात्म, वासिष्ठ, अद्भुत इत्यादि भारतीय रामायणकृतिषु उत्तरवर्तिकविभिः वर्णिता। प्रतिमा, उत्तररामचरित, अभिषेकादि संस्कृतनाटकेषु प्रसृतिं गता। भारते प्रान्तभाषासु तथा च भारतात् बहिः आशियोपखण्डे अनेकैः कविभिः स्वप्रतिभया इयं रामकथा प्रसृता। इदानीं महाभारतस्य रामायण अनन्तरत्वात् सोऽयं रामः तस्य जीवनकथा च महाभारतकथायां कथम् उल्लिखिता अस्ति इति पश्यामः। महाभारत के जो क्रिटिकल एडिशन है वो जिन्होंने मुख्यतया किया था सुखतनकर सर, उन्होंने कहा है कि तेन निर्णीतं यत् रामोपाख्यानकर्त्रा वाल्मीकि रामायणं ज्ञातमासीत्। ही न्यू द रामोपाख्यानकारा न्यू द वाल्मीकि रामायण एंड दैट इज व्हाई ही हैज़ इम्बाइब्ड द स्टोरी इन द महाभारत। मार्कंडेय मुनि द्वारा, अभी ये कथा युधिष्ठिर को कौन बताता है? तो मार्कंडेय मुनि बताते हैं। वाल्मीकि और व्यास का संबंध यहाँ पे दिखाई देता है। तो उपाख्यान के बारे में पहले हम थोड़ा सा जानेंगे कि दशमे शतके भोजराजेन शृंगार प्रकाशे आख्यानस्य लक्षणं उपाख्यानस्य लक्षणं प्रदत्तम। भोजराज कहते हैं कि उपाख्यान मतलब क्या होता है? इट इज़ अ सब स्टोरी, अ सब टेल इन द मेन टेल। सो नल सावित्री षोडशराजोपचारवत् प्रबंधान्तः अथवा अन्य प्रबोधनार्थम यत् उपाख्याति तत् उपाख्यानम। मतलब अगर किसी का प्रबोधन करना हो तो उस जगह पे दृष्टांत रूप से जिस कथा का कथन किया जाता है उसको हम उपाख्यान कहते हैं, ऐसा कहा गया है भोजराज के द्वारा। तो ये जो उपाख्यान की परंपरा है वो महाभारत में नलोपाख्यान, शाकुंतलोपाख्यान, सावित्र्योपाख्यान, इन उपाख्यानों द्वारा दिखाई देती है। तो इस उपाख्यान में, रामोपाख्यान में, राम का देवतात्व के अपेक्षया मानवत्व ज़्यादा दिखाई देता है। देवतात्वस्य अपेक्षया मानवत्वं प्रकर्षेण प्रादर्शि। तर्हि युधिष्ठिरः पृच्छति मार्कण्डेयमुनिं। युधिष्ठिरा asked whether there is any less fortunate man than me, because the situation in which Yudhishthira was at that time was that his wife was abducted, he had lost his kingdom and he had lost everything. तर्हि सः पृच्छति अस्ति नूनं मया कश्चित् अल्पभाग्यतरो नरः, is there any other person who is even less fortunate than me? भवता दृष्टपूर्वो वा श्रुतपूर्वोऽपि वा भवेत्। तर्हि मार्कण्डेय मुनिः वदति आम सत्यम, देर इज वन पर्सन, देर हैड बीन अ पर्सन लाइक दिस। प्राप्तम प्रतिमं दुःखम रामेण भरतर्षभ रक्षसा जानकी तस्य हृता भार्या बलीयसा। देर इज अ राक्षस कॉल्ड रावण हु हैड एब्डक्टेड हिज वाइफ एज वेल। इदानीं उभयोः मध्ये किञ्चित् तौलनिकम् अध्ययनं कृतं। यदि वयम् आकारस्य विषये चिन्तयामः तर्हि वाल्मीकिरामायणं प्रायशः 24,000 उपनिबद्धं। रामोपाख्यानं 704 श्लोकैः निगदितम्। यथा पूर्वमुक्तं रामधर्मराजयोः वनवासः समानः, उभयत्रापि भ्रात्रोः साहचर्यम् अस्ति। इदानीं केचन अंशाः एवं सन्ति ये रामायणस्थाः सन्ति. I should say only Ramayana, I shouldn't say Valmiki Ramayana as mentioned by sir. So some of the points are there in the Ramayana which are not found in the Ramopakhyana. Yatha Vishwamitrena Ramalakshmanayoho Yajnarakshanaartham Nayanam, Ahalyodhara Katha, that is not there because it is a sub-story. Sitayaha Agni Pariksha api atra nasti. रावणवधान्ते रामायणे उत्तरकाण्डे रामः सीतां प्रति दारुणवचांसि ब्रवीति। यथा तव मुक्तये कृतः नायं प्रयासः अपि तु रघुकुलस्य कीर्तिरक्षणार्थमिति। राक्षसगृहे स्थिता त्वम् इतः परं क्वापि गन्तुमर्हसि। एवं तद् असहमाना सीता स्वयं अग्निपरीक्षार्थम् उद्युक्ता भवति. वी यूजुअली फील दैट रामा हैड टोल्ड सीता टू डू द अग्निपरीक्षा, बट इट इज नॉट सो. The words of Rama were not being taken by Sita, and then she accepts the Agni Pariksha by herself. वो सहन नहीं होकर उसने अग्नि परीक्षा ली थी. और रामोपाख्यान में क्या होता है कि सीता राक्षस वेश्मनि जराम न प्राप्नुयात, वो वहाँ ही वृद्ध ना हो जाए, इसलिए मैं तुम्हारे मोचन का प्रयास किया है, मैंने ये प्रयास, ऐसे राम कहता है. तो सुवृत्ताम असुवृत्ताम वा इत ऊर्ध्वं परिभोक्तुं नोत्सहे इत्यादि कठोर वचांसि श्रुतवती जानकी विषण्णावदना भवति. तदा ब्रह्मादयः देवाः उपस्थाय तत् वचांसि समर्थयन्ति, सीतायाः वचांसि समर्थयन्ति इति कथा. अभी हम युधिष्ठिर और राम के बारे में सोचेंगे तो धर्मवेत्ता युधिष्ठिरः सः तस्य पत्न्याः अपहरणे जातेपि द्रौपद्याः पुनस्वीकारं करोति. सः वदति न हि अपं कृतं कश्चित् कर्म वा निन्दितं क्वचित्, द्रौपद्या ब्राह्मणेष्वेव धर्मः सुचरितो महान, ऐसे स्पष्ट कहता है. लेकिन राम का सीता विषयक प्रेम मूक लेकिन अगाढ़ ये समझ में आता है. जैसे कि उत्तर रामचरित में भवभूति ने अद्वैतम सुख दुःखयोर अनुगतम ऐसे उसका वर्णन किया है. और भी कुछ भेद, जैसे रामोपाख्यान में अविंध्य नामक राक्षस बहुत बार आता है. ये एक वृद्ध राक्षस है रावण की सेना में. उसको रावण की क्रियाएं पसंद नहीं है, वो चाहता नहीं, मगर वो वहाँ होता है. तो ऐसा श्लोक आता है कि अविंध्यो ही महाबाहो राक्षसो वृद्ध सम्मतः कथितस्तेन सुग्रीवस्त्वद्विदैः सचिवैर्वृतः. एवं त्रिजटा जैसी सहायभूत थी सीता के लिए, अविंध्य भी था. दुंदुभी नामक राक्षस, वो भी जो रामायण में है, वो रामोपाख्यान में कश्चित गंधर्व है. वो मंथरा रूप लेकर पृथ्वी में जन्म लेकर रावण वधार्थम विष्णु का सहाय करता है, ऐसे आया. एवमेव वाल्मीकि रामायणे हनुमता द्रोणागिर्यानयनं कृत्वा लक्ष्मण प्राणरक्षणं कृतं, परंतु रामोपाख्याने विशल्योषधि नामिका औषधि सुग्रीवेण आनीता इति अस्ति. अभी मैडम ने उसका जिक्र किया था, विशल्योषधि. तो विशल्यौ चापि सुग्रीवः क्षणेनोभौ चकारतौ विशल्यया महौषध्या दिव्यमंत्र प्रयुक्तया, ऐसे वर्णन. तो रामस्य कुलविषये वाल्मीकि रामायणे अत्यधिकं वर्णनम् अस्ति. रामोपाख्याने रामकुलवर्णनेन सह रावणकुलवर्णनमपि बहु अस्ति. तत् प्रदर्शितं यत् सः महापण्डितः बुद्धिमान् चेदपि आततायी आसीत् इति. एवं तयोः वंशवृक्षः प्रदर्शितः. इक्ष्वाकुवंशविषये तु अजात् एव प्रदर्शितं केवलं. रावणवंश के बारे में तो वो प्रजापति उनके प्रथम पिता है. उनका मानसपुत्र पुलस्त्य, पुलस्त्य से वैश्रवण का जन्म हो गया और उनका पुत्र नलकुबेर. तो वैश्रवण जो था वो पुलस्त्य को नहीं ज़्यादा चाहता था, अपने पिता को. वो प्रजापति के पास ज़्यादा जाता था. इस क्रोध के कारण पुलस्त्य ने खुद के आत्मार्ध से विश्रवा की उत्पत्ति की. तो विश्रवा से पुष्पोत्कटा जो विश्रवा की पत्नी थी, वहाँ से रावण कुंभकर्ण का जन्म हो गया. मालिनी से विभीषण का और राका से खरशूर्पणखे जन्म प्राप्तवन्तौ इति ज्ञायते. एवं वंशवृक्षविषये. इदानीम् अग्रिमः विषयः इत्युक्ते संस्कृतशिक्षणे रामोपाख्यानस्य महत्त्वं. being an academician, I thought about the pedagogical importance of the Ramopakhyana, because as we see, many texts like Shri Ramodantam, then Sankshepa Ramayana are used for the study of Sanskrita at different levels. Let it be the basic level, intermediate level, or the higher level. So, Sanskrita Shikshane Ramopakyanasya द्विविधं महत्वम् अस्ति. एकं तु संस्कारबोधनम् इति, अपरं तु भाषाशिक्षणम् इति. तर्हि संस्कारबोधने मानवमूल्यबोधनस्य परिशीलनम्. युधिष्ठिरे हतोत्साहे सति मार्कण्डेयेन अवबोधिता एषा कथा रामस्य मानवत्वं प्रकर्षेण वदति. अस्याः कथायाः उपयोगेन मार्कण्डेयः युधिष्ठिरम् अबोधयत्. Asya phalattvena kim abhavat? What was the phala of this upadesha? That Yudhishthira got back. He stood back and he decided to fight in his life. The same way as how it had happened in the Bhagavad Gita. So same samanaha shlokaha eva atra agachanti yatha Markandeyaha vadati ma shuchaha. This same word is there in the Bhagavad Gita also. Ma shuchaha purusha vyaghra क्षत्रियोसि परन्तप बाहुवीर्याश्रये मार्गे वर्तसे दीप्तनिर्णये इति. सो अत्र स्वबाहुपराक्रमम् आश्रित्य यथा प्राप्तं कर्म कुरुष्व. सो कर्म आराधनम् एव अत्र सम्यक्तया उक्तम् इति सार्वकालीनः उत्तमः उपदेशः युधिष्ठिराय प्रदत्तः अस्ति. एवं त्वद्विधाः महात्मानः नैव शोचन्ति इति कर्मोपदेशः अत्र प्रदत्तः. एवमेव उत्तमजनेषु मैत्री भ्रातृसाहचर्यम् एवम् अंशाः कठिनप्रसङ्गेषु मानवं तारयितुं समर्थाः इति उक्तं मार्कण्डेयेन. एवं चिन्तय हे युधिष्ठिर यत् भीमार्जुनसदृशाः सहायकास्तव वर्तन्ते येषां पराक्रमेण बलवत्यपि सेना जिता भविष्यति. यस्य शाखा मृगा मित्रा रुक्षा कालमुखास्तथा जात्यन्तरगता राजन् एतद् बुद्ध्यानुचिन्तय. If Rama could win with the help of the Vanaras, then why not you? You have the Bhratra Sahacharya of none other than Bhima and Arjuna, he said. अनन्तरं ताराविषयः अत्यन्तम् एवं मूल्यशिक्षणस्य विषये चिन्तयामः चेत् बहवः अंशाः आगच्छन्ति. परन्तु स्त्रीविषयकं यदि चिन्तनं कुर्मः तर्हि तारादयः प्रातस्मरणीयाः स्त्रियः अत्र उल्लिखिताः. तारायाः व्यक्तित्वम् अत्र स्पष्टतया प्रदर्शितं. काचित् पत्नी मित्रं वा परामर्शदात्री वा भूत्वा कथं स्वपत्युः साहाय्यमाचरति इति अत्र स्पष्टम्. अत्र वाली तारां प्रति कथयति त्वं सर्वभूतऋतज्ञा असि. Rutam is the sound. You can understand the sounds of different species. So can you tell me with whose help Sugriva has come over here to fight along with me? Then Tara tells him that he has the companionship of Rama. एवं तया स्पष्टं रामविषये कथिते अपि वाली तद्वाक्यं न श्रुतवान् इति तस्य मरणं समभवत् इत्ययम् अंशः जीवनोपयोगी प्रतिभाति. एवं भाषाशिक्षणविषये अन्तिमं विषयम् उपस्थापयामि. तर्हि भाषाशिक्षणे व्याकरणशिक्षणं महत्त्वपूर्णं. तत्र आदौ देवनागर्याः अभ्यासः, अनन्तरं संस्कृतवर्णपरिचयं कृत्वा सन्धि सुबन्त तिङन्त कृदन्त तद्धितानां ज्ञानम् अवाप्यम्. अनन्तरं समासकारकानां पठनं. सुलभच्छन्दसि विद्यमानानि पद्यानि. So when we talk about the meters in the Sanskrit language, if we follow the simple meters like Anushtup as it is there in the Ramopakhyana and the Ramayana itself, then the bhashabhyasa becomes easier. So Anuštubhah lagutvat bhasha shikshanam vyakarana shikshanam cha kartum kaఠिन्यं नानुभूयते. अनन्तरं विभिन्नानां समानार्थकशब्दानां प्रयोगेण भाषा सौष्ठववर्धनं भवति. अद्यत्वे सरलमानकसंस्कृतं सर्वत्र प्रसिद्धं. When we talk about the Sanskrita learning and teaching, the Sarala and Manaka, simple and standard Sanskrit is appreciated by people. So tasya mahan upakaraha Ramopakhyana dwara bhavishyati. संस्कृतस्य सर्वजनोपयोगितायै पाणिनिसम्मत सरलशब्दानां सर्वभाषागतमानकशब्दानां प्रयोगः कर्तुं शक्यते. एवं प्रारंभिक माध्यमिक उन्नतस्तरेषु विद्यार्थिनः उपाख्यानस्य पठनपाठनं कर्तुं शक्नुवन्ति. एवं उपसंहृतिः, द कन्क्लूजन्, चतुर्विधपुरुषार्थानां बोधनम् इति इतिहासग्रन्थानां मुख्यतमं प्रयोजनं वैदिकवाङ्मये कथिताः समाजोपयोगिनः अंशाः सामान्यजनान् यावत् इतिहासग्रन्थद्वारा ऋषिकविभिः आनीताः। तत्र महाभारते विद्यमानं रामोपाख्यानं रामायणस्य सारं बोधयति, धर्मविषयकम् इदमित्थं कथयति। तेन विद्यार्थिनां सर्वतोमुखः भाषापरिचयः भवतु, एवञ्च ग्रन्थानाम् ईदृशेषु अंशेषु अधिकशोधार्थं प्रवृत्तिरपि भवतु इति आकाङ्क्ष्य अत्र विरमामि। सर्वप्रथमम् अत्र मह्यम् अयम् अवसरः प्राप्तः प्रस्तोतुम् इति भाग्यं मन्ये। Professor Gauri Mahulikar is my indirect guru because I follow her so many lectures while preparing for my lectures. So it is a blessing for me to present something here today. And I also thank the organizing committee of Vidya Prabodhini to give me this opportunity. Dhanyavadaha.
पंचमोदाश्रु विसर्गकारी भक्तौघ चित्तधृतिकृत जनानां नैरुच्यकारी विषयेषु नित्यं श्रीनामतापो श्रीरामनामतापो भवतापहारी। रामनामतापः भवतापहारी किं किं करोति किं किं कर्तुं शक्नोति तन्नाम इति चेत् नैरुच्यकारी विषयेषु विषयेषु निरुचिम् उत्पादयति अरुचिम् उत्पादयति विषयेभ्यः व्यावर्तयति जनान्। रोमांच मोद अश्रु विसर्गकारी रोमांचाः, our body get goosebumps when we just think of Rama, we see Rama, we listen to the story of Rama, we get goosebumps, we are so happy, tears start trickling. Just last month from Chinmaya International Foundation, 62 of us, along with our driver, our cooks, our gardener, our kitchen staff, our temple priest, our manager, myself and so many others, we went to Kashi, Ayodhya and Prayag. And I tell you, seeing that Ram Lalla, I couldn't see because the tears were trickling. So, Ashru Amoda Visargakari, Bhaktaugha Chitta Dhritikrit Jananam, Etadrisham Tannama. So Rama's Vanagamana is the topic which is given to me by the organizers. I thank the organizers for giving me this topic. There are two types of maps, which you find Google Swami. Okay? Google Swami. So Google Swami gives you two types of routes through which Rama might have traveled from Ayodhya to Sri Lanka. One is very, very common, which is the left one, that we all think that is the true one because that passes through Maharashtra. And that passes through Panchavati, Nashik and all that. There are so many wondrous places there, all around. And we can't think, oh, Panchavati mein nahi rahe to kahan rahe? And Panchavati, another thing, while I was discussing this with Swamiji, just in this recent trip, I said, Panchavati is Panchavatanam Samuhaha. We have been learning that in Vigu Tatpurush and all that, right? He said, Panchavati is not Panchavata. There are Panchavrukshaha, which are called Vataha. One is Vata, one is Ashwatha, third is Bilva, then Nimba, Neema, and fifth is Kadamba. So these 5 trees, and even now, it is said that in Belur Mutt, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa created a place for his sadhana by growing and implanting these 5 trees. That gives you really a very mystical power. So Panchavati is not just Panchavata, this could be these 5 trees. So I was enlightened, I thought I'll share it with you. So this is the first map. The second one, from Ayodhya he starts and he goes through Hyderabad. That Bhadrachalam, that is regarded as, because Godavari flows through Hyderabad also, right? From Andhra Pradesh also. Not Hyderabad, I mean Andhra Pradesh. So it was Godavari, obviously, Godavari in Maharashtra or Godavari in Andhra Pradesh. So there are 2 types of maps. But other places are common. Okay. Apart from this, now because I'm in Kerala, I have many other Ramayana stories to tell you, if time permits. So this map gives 2 different paths and Rama's Vanagamana. The one covering Maharashtra is popularly accepted by all, and Rama traveled 6 modern states of modern India before reaching Lanka. UP, MP, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, and then Sri Lanka. There is no mention of Kerala. Kerala people would fight with me, because they have so many references of Ramayana. I can tell you about that. However, there are many oral narrations in Kerala as well. The very name of Pampa, they call it Pamba. While going to Sabrimala, you have to cross Pamba. Your first halt is at Pamba, and then you start ascending that mountain, going on the mountain. So many Rama temples are there in Kerala. I have visited many. There is a unique, what you can say, a convention of Nalambalam, the 4 Devalayas, dedicated to 4 brothers, Ramaswamy, Lakshmanaswamy, Bharataswamy, Shatrughnaswamy. I haven't come across the temples dedicated to brothers anywhere in India, except in Kerala. It is first in Thrissur, and in Thrissur, Ramaprayar I have not seen Triprayar, but Bharataswamy, Kudalamanikyam I have seen, very huge temple. But in Kottayam district nearby my Ernakulam, Piravam side, I have visited Nalambalam, the 4 temples, especially in the Karkataka Masam, the Vrishchika Masa they say, no Karkataka Masam, it falls in July during the rainy season, and Kerala people, they do Nalambala Yatra. The 4 temples, that is very unique. So many Rama temples are there, and no Rama temple will have Sita or Lakshmana. It is Rama alone, stand alone. Rama alone with his Kodanda. At the most, Hanuman will be there outside. But in the Garbhagriha, it's only Rama, never Lakshmana and never Sita, because they say Sita was abducted. When Rama came here, he passed through Pampa, he passed through Kerala, and then went to Rameshwaram to reach Sri Lanka. Sita was not there, and therefore they worship only Rama. Okay. So this is the Nalambalam story. Now the Vanagamana starts with Ayodhya. So I thought I'll just share that with you. Okay. So it started with Ayodhya, the birthplace of Sri Rama, capital of the ancient Kosala kingdom, and this happens to be the birthplace of Jain Tirthankara Rishabhanath as well. So this is very, very important place, not only for the Hindus but for the Jains as well. And this was an important center for early Buddhist teaching, Saketa. They used to call it Saketa. Saketa is a new name for Hindu people. It was Ayodhya only. And that Ayodhya is replicated where in Indonesia? Where? In Bali. In Bali as Ayutthaya. Ayodhya is replicated as Ayutthaya, right? Yeah. So Southeast Asian countries have many, many more evidences to Ramayana than we have. So this is one of the Sapta Moksha Purayaha, Ayodhya, Kanchi, Mathura, Kashi, Kanchi, Avantika, Puri, Dwaravati, etc. Ayodhya Nama Nagari Tatra Asit Loka Vishruta Manuna Manavendrena Ya Puri Nirmita Swayam. Sarayu Tiravari Nirmili Manu Nirmita Nagari, right? Gadimadagulkar also says the same thing. So Manavendrena Manuna Ya Pura Nirmita Swayam. Tam Satyanamam Dridhatorana Argalam Grihaihi Vichitraihi Upashobitam Shivam. I tell you, in the Balakanda, there is a very beautiful, when I say Balakanda Ramayana, it is Valmiki, okay? Valmiki. There is only one Ramayana, others are Ramakathas. Or others are versions of Ramakatha, but Ramayana is only one, okay? So there is a beautiful description of Dasharatha's Sabha as well, and in Ayodhya Kanda, wonderful description of Ayodhya city. Wonderful description. So my friend was referring to the architecture and environmental architecture and all that. So this is a physical architecture also, very nice description of Sri Lanka, of Lanka in the Sundara Kanda when Hanuman goes, and in Ayodhya Kanda of Ayodhya. So Ayodhya was the city, Loka Vishruta, Dridha Torana Argala, there were many Toranas, and Argala म्हणजे ती कडी कोयंडा आपण बसवतो ना दाराला ह्याची मेटलची पट्टी असते, राईट, मेटलची पट्टी. सो अर्गला, बाय द वे अर्गला बिकम्स अ कवच, त्याच्यामध्ये अर्गला देवी, अर्गला स्तोत्र, देवी कवच, कीलक अँड ऑल दॅट ऑल्सो इज अन अर्गला. सो गृहैः विचित्रैः उपशोभिता शिवा पुरीमयोध्यां नृसहस्रसङ्कुलां शशास वै शक्रसमो महीपतिः. दिस इज द डिस्क्रिप्शन ऑफ दशरथ, बालकांडातले. So Mahabharata also mentions Ayodhya in Nala Damayanti Akhyana, and first halt when Rama went for Vanavasa, his first halt was at Tamasa Tira, where Valmiki got the inspiration when he went for the ablutions, daily ablutions, and he saw Yat Krauncha Mithunadekam Avadhihi Kama Mohitam, and he cursed that Vyadha, Ma Nishada Pratishtham Tvam. So that is the Tamasa. So the first halt was at Tamasa river. This comes in the Ayodhya Kanda. The numbers are, 2 is Ayodhya Kanda, 1 is Balakanda and all that. With Lakshmana, Sita, Sumanta and so many citizens of Ayodhya, they followed him. So that was the first halt. Then Rama crossed, after Tamasa, he crossed so many other rivers. They are named there in the Ayodhya Kanda. He crossed Vedashruti, Gomati and Syandika. These are the different rivers, maybe the tributaries of Tamasa or Sharayu, and he was going towards south. Okay. The next halt was Shringiverapuram on the banks of Ganga. Shrungaverapuram or Shringiverapuram. So Vishnupadachyutam divyam apapam papanashinim tam shankara jata jutad bhrashtam sagara tejasam samudra mahishim gangam sarasa krauncha naditam ahasasada mahabahu Shringivera puram prati. So this comes in the Ayodhya Kanda. This was on the banks of Ganga, and a very picturesque description of Ganga Nadi, Sarasa Krauncha Nadita, and Shankara Jata Jutad Bhrashta, etc. With Guha's boat, he crossed Ganga and bid farewell to Sumanta and reached Vatsadesha. That also comes in the Ayodhya Kanda. So first is Ayodhya, he started from Ayodhya, then Shrungaverapuram, and then he reached Vatsadesha. And while crossing this Ganga river, Sita Mata, she promises Ganga, नवस बोलते ती गंगेला. त्या नवसामध्ये बरेच शब्द आहेत, त्याच्यावर पुष्कळ वादविवाद आहेत. सुराघट सहस्रेण मांसभूत उदनेन च यक्ष्ये. Suraghata Sahasrena, and therefore I have given only one shloka here. What is the real meaning of that? Suraghata Sahasrena, thousands of jars and pitchers of Sura liquor I will offer you. That is what Sita Mata is telling. And Mausa Bhuta Udanena cha, and Mausa Udana is biryani, mutton biryani. Mausa, not the veg biryani. So Mausaudana. So will Sita promise that, and especially when, so there is a lot of controversy here, there are lots of debates. So, and this happens not only here. When Sita, Rama, they cross Yamuna, there also Sita again says the same thing, Suraghata Sahasrena Yakshi, Mausaudane cha. So normally the literal translation would be, I will offer you liquor and I will offer you meat and flesh and all that, right? But we have the Tilaka commentary on this, not Bhagavad Gita, on Ramayana. And Tilaka commentary, it says, Suraghata is Sureshu Deveshu na ghatante na santi iti sahasra sankhyak suradurlabhaihi padarthaihi aham yakshe. I will offer you, O Ganga Mata, such hundreds and thousands of objects which are not easily got, easily accessible even to the gods. Suraihi api durlabhaha ye padarthaha taihi tvam yakshe. See how Sanskrit could be molded. she was telling, Sanskrit language could be molded and we can take out different meanings therefrom. This is a very good example of that. And you know what? When Rama set out for Vanavasa, he said that I will subsist like a Rishi on Kanda Moola Phala. And therefore there is no question which, people would think, oh, how could Sita offer this and that, right? And there is Enaka Mausa and all. There are so many references throughout, in their Vanavasa of mouse and all, but they could be interpreted in a different manner. So this is just an example how, reading and taking only the literary meaning, the Abhidhartha, may be very, very dangerous for you sometimes, and therefore you have to bring out and extract the hidden meaning thereof, split the words, and follow Nirukta, Yaskacharya, Arthanityam Pariksheta, Samskaram na adriyeta. So don't look for the Vyakarana Samskara, whether this niyama, whether this is a guna or samprasarana or vriddhi or this or that, there is no rule. Don't be bothered about the Vyakarana Samskara as long as the meaning tallies with the context. Go and do the Nirukti and split the words. So, Akshara Samanyena va nirbruyat, natveva na nirbruyat. That is the fundamental principle of Nirukta of Yaska. Anyhow, this is not a Nirukta class. So, Sureshu Deveshu na ghatante santi iti sahasra sankhyak suradurlabha padarthaihi tvam yakshe. Then Mausa bhuta udanena, what is that? Ma is nasti, Aunsaha nama rajabhagaha yasyam सा भूः उत वस्त्रं च ओदनं च एतेषां समाहारैः तेन त्वां यक्षे. So I will offer you, O Ganga, that bhumi. That means I will reserve some bhumi on the banks of Ganga which is not owned by the king. राजभागः यस्याः नास्ति तादृशी भूः उत वस्त्रं च. नदी को साड़ी पहनाते हैं, हमने देखा है, नर्मदा को पहनाते हैं, गंगा जी को पहनाते हैं, इस छोर से उस छोर तक, राइट? सो वस्त्रम ओदनम च. सो इट इज सिंपल ओदना राइस, नो माउस ओदना. Okay, so ma aunsa udana. So that is how you have to split it. Okay, so this is the Sita Maitha Navas. And then Bharata met Guha when he came to take Rama back with him at the same place, right, at Shringaverapura. The next halt is Prayag, Triveni. Prakrishtaha yagaha yajnaha yasya yasmadva iti va prayagaha. So prayaga is where so many rituals and sacrifices take place. So sacredness is attached to the very region of Prayag. And it is famous for the confluence of three rivers which we say now, Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati, but Ramayana doesn't mention Saraswati. In Ramayana, it is only two rivers, Ganga and Yamuna. Ganga, Yamuna, Yoho. Prayag has become a generic name for any confluence. We feel Prayag is Prayagraj, Allahabad, Purvicha, Prayagraj. And we say now that Saraswati Gupta Rupani tikade milte vagare. But in Ramayana, we don't have any reference to Saraswati. It is only Ganga, Yamuna, Yoho, Sangamaha. And even Prayag means any Sangam, and therefore we have Deva Prayag, Rudra Prayag and all that. If you go to Chardham Yatra, you come across so many Prayag, right? So Prayag is not this Prayag. Prayag is any confluence. And next day morning, so Rama came here to Bharadwaja's ashrama and stayed there one night. In Bharadwaja's ashrama, he stayed one night. Next day morning, he crossed Yamuna. And Sita again is praying to Yamuna in the same way like she prayed to this one, Ganga. And there is a reference to Akshayavata. Now, while telling about the mental health, my friend told that it is, he is hoping against hope. So that positivity, that is what makes you fight all the things. I feel more than Rama, it is Sita who was more positive. Rama at least had Lakshmana with him to share his grief. And he has really lamented, Atmanam Manusham Manye, and he really weeps, after Sita's abduction. And it is, he says, Ravanascha Mahan Shatruhu Aparah Pratibhati Me. And this is the rainy season. How would I survive without my Priya? And Lakshmana consoles him. So he really exhibits all Manusha feelings, though he has somebody to share his feelings with. But Sita, poor lady, she doesn't have anybody. So it is more of Sita, I feel. So I had given one lecture. Sita is not a victim. We always, like drooping shoulder, sitting under the tree. She is not a victim, she is a victor. She is a victor, she is not a victim. So it is more of Sita's positivity and Sita's hoping against the hope that Rama would come. And I'll take you through the Sri Lanka where I had been in 2016, and I visited some places there. So it is really a very, very dense forest. Some of you might have gone. If you have not, I will make you a tour of Sri Lanka's Ramayana trails later. So Akshayavata also she prays to, and Akshayavata of Prayag has been famous since ancient times. Chinese traveler Yuan Shuang came to India in the 7th century AD, and he has also seen the Akshayavata. So, जब ये न यमुना का गंगा जी का तट हो, यमुना का वंशवट हो, जब प्राण तन से निकले, मेरा सांवरा निकट हो, जब प्राण तन से निकले. Such a beautiful bhajan. So during the rule of Ashoka, many viharas and epigraphs, etc. were found there. Samudragupta's pillar inscription is found in that region. Then in the Matsya Purana, in the 102nd chapter to 107 chapters, the significance of this sacred site as a pilgrimage center, it has developed as a pilgrimage center by then, by the Puranic age. And Agni Purana also mentions Prayag as center for pilgrims, priests and even beggars. Because this is the place where people throng in large numbers. So beggars की चांदी हो जाएगी, उनको कुछ मिलेगा दान दक्षिणा में. So they spent one night at Yamuna as well. The next halt is Chitrakuta. It is Malyavati or Mandakini river. Sometimes it is Malyavati, it is Mandakini. I have been to Chitrakoot and I have seen that Sphatika Shila, and there are the footprints of Sri Rama and Lakshmana and smaller footsteps of Mata Sita. And that is the place, where Ramachandra does the tilaka of Sita with the Manashila, with the Dhatu Raga. With the Dhatu Raga, त्याच्यानी चिळा लावलाय तिच्या कपाळाला. तेच प्रसंग रामायणामध्ये आहेत. तर ते त्या स्फटिकशिलेवर चित्रकूटाला झालेत मंदाकिनीच्या तीरावर. तिथे कधी गेलात तर अवश्य पहा. आणि ओके, अ व्हेरी ट्रँक्विल प्लेस. One of the key places where Rama spent significant time of exile is Chitrakuta, and very happy place, happy time, quality time with his wife. A tranquil place ideal for leading the life of austerity and contemplation, and met Valmiki there. He built a hut, Aineya Mausena Vastu Shamanam. There is Aineya Mausa, again a reference to Aineya Mausa. Eni is Hariniya. Eni drusho yuvatayo pathimam vilokya tate eti bhashana para khalu vajrapata. Right? Such a beautiful verse. What is that? A Pandura Shirasijaha Trivali Kapole Dantavali Vigalita Nachame Vishada. Anyhow, so Aineya Mausena Vastu Shamanam. Then flesh of deer here means a bulbous root. Here also Tilaka, the commentator, says Aineya Mausa is not Mriga Mausa. It is not the flesh of a deer, because Rama has vowed to be Kandamula Falashana. So he can't have that. And therefore it is a bulbous root. Okay. Then meeting of Bharata, Pindadana to Dasharatha, and then advice to Bharata, the Kachit chapter of Ramayana, right? The Kachit Adhyaya, Ayodhya Kanda. So all that, it happens here. And then Paduka Grahana by Bharata towards the end of Ayodhya Kanda. Then meeting Atri Anasuya. And Atri Anasuya, this is a very important meeting for them in Chitrakuta. And Anasuya is the one who gives the eternal anjans, utni kahitari dete tila, and gifts, some vastras, etc., so that they would never fade. And the unguents which she gives Sita, that would keep her fresh. In fact, after going there, Indra gives her payasa, because of which she loses all her hunger and thirst, and therefore she could survive in Ravana's kingdom for 10 long months without eating anything. So all that story is linked here with Anasuya, because all her malya, not malya, but her abharanas, whatever little she had, because some she threw away, when she saw the group of Vanaras and in this one near Pampa. So, but the others were there, and her Kanti, the glow remained as it is because of Anasuya's what you can say, काय तिचं काय हल्ली कुठे जातात स्पा नाही काय सलून नाही कॉस्मेटिक काहीतरी हां काय त्याला म्हणतात पार्लर काय माझा संबंध येत नाही ना त्यामुळे मला काही कळत नाही मला पार्लर शब्द आठवेना स्पा आठवलं मला ओके सो मेनी साइट्स टू विजिट हियर इन चित्रकूट लाईक द कामोदगिरी परिक्रमा आय हॅव डन द परिक्रमा ऑफ द Kamodagiri, the Chitrakuta mountain. So many monkeys are there. So many monkeys. Then Gupta Godavari cave. Anasuya's cave is there. The Spatika Shila is there on the banks of Mandakini. I had a bath also in the Mandakini chupke se. Then there Janaki Kunda. म्हणजे सकाळी लवकर जाऊन कोणी नसताना पटकन. There are footprints of Rama, Lakshmana and all. And after that, it is the Kishkinda Kanda, it starts. So the next halt is at Dandakaranya, Dandaka forest. So Aranya Kanda, not Kishkinda Kanda, Aranya Kanda starts here with their entry in Dandakaranya. And this is the longest stay. And therefore all Maharashtrians, they would feel, no, his route must be from the same, from Maharashtra, Nashik, and then he comes southwards, little eastwards, like that. So Maharashtra पाहिजे कारण जास्तीत जास्त वास तिकडे आहे बरोबर So 10 years he stayed there. Viradhavadha happened there in the Aranyakanda. Meeting says Sharabhanga Rishi. Then meeting Sutikshna Rishi. Then असे बऱ्याच काही काही गोष्टी आहेत मग मंदाकिनी stayed in various hermitages for few months जागा बदलून and then they met Agastya's brother, then Agastya, and Agastya gave them gifts of weapons. Agastyani Shastra dili त्यांना. Then they came to Panchavati. So Dandakaranya was a very dense forest. There they found a habitable place called Panchavati. Okay, this is also known as Janasthana. So Panchavati near Godavari, they made hut and stayed there. Here they met Jatayu, the friend of Dasharatha. Then Shurpanakha episode happened here. Kharadushanas were killed. You mentioned about Akharaha and Nirdushanaha and all that. So Kharadushana also were killed here. Then Panchavati with 5 vatas, I told you, Ashwatha vata, Amalaka, not Kadamba, Amalaka, Bilva, Nimba are regarded as Panchavati. So in Lakshmana, the cut nose and ears and breasts of a demoness called Ayomukhi as well. We know of the Shurpanakha story, but there was another Rakshasi called Ayomukhi. And in Shurpanakha, he cut only the nose and the ears. For Ayomukhi, there is a reference of cutting the breasts as well. Then encounter with Viradha to the south of Panchavati, and then he guided them to make friends with Sugriva, staying on the Rishyamukha mountain. So that is little west to the Rishyamukha. They met for Shabari on the banks of Pampa. And all Kerala people, Shabari Mala, the Malai, the Parvat jo hai, Malai is Tirumalai, Shree Parvata. So Malai is Dongar, Parvat, right? Mountain. So it is Shabari Malai. Shabari building तिकडे राहिली म्हणून ते शबरीमला म्हणतात त्याला आणि त्या अय्यप्पाला शबरीश स्वामीये शरणमय्यप्पा. So on the banks of Pampa, Karnataka or Kerala, so that's a question mark whether it is. I belong to Karnataka. I am born a Kannadiga. So I say it is Karnataka. but Keralite people would say it is Kerala. Okay, let us not go into that controversy. The names Pampa, Shabarisha for Ayyappa, Shabarimala and all, they favor the Kerala story. And today also, while going to Shabarimala, in the Shabarimala forest, it's a dense forest route. विश्वस्त मृगशार्दूलहा त्याच्यात डिस्क्रिप्शन आहे त्या वनाचं आणि ते अजूनही तसं आहे वन अनटच्ड. देन किष्किंधा कांड अँड अनदर थिंग इज पंपा सरोवर द मेन्शन इन वाल्मिकी रामायण इज अ विस्तृत सरोवर आहे. अँड वॉट एव्हर वी फाइंड इन कर्नाटका इज अ स्मॉल पॉन्ड, whereas this river is too big, right? I am talking from both sides. So Hampi in Karnataka, Tungabhadra, Pampapati, because see, what are the other references to name it as a Karnataka place and not this one? Because Hampi, the very name Hampi, the pa in the Dravidian languages, especially in Tamil and Malayalam, becomes ha in Kannada. So the palu becomes halu, pat becomes hadu, पाट पाडू हाड 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 नाही आहे मराठीतला. हे मी जेव्हा म्हणते ना हाड हाड, लोक मला मराठीत हाड हाड काय करते, हाड हाड नाही करते, हाड म्हणजे गाणं गा असं मी म्हणते. सो त्या पचा ह होणं ही इज अ लिंग्विस्टिक पिक्युलॅरिटी अँड देअरफॉर पंपाचा हंपा आणि हंपाचं हंपी होणं क्वाईट नॅचरल, राईट? सो अँड सेकंडली तुंगभद्रा पंपापती, विरूपाक्ष शिव जो आहे, विरूपाक्ष टेम्पल इन पंपा इन हम्पी इज नोन ॲज तुंगभद्रा पंपापती. तुंगभद्रेच्या तीरावरचा पंपेचा पंपेश्वर येतो, पंपापती आहे, बट इट्स अ स्मॉल पॉन्ड एनीहाव. सो महाभारत सभा पर्व ऑल्सो इट मेन्शन्स देर इज अ वॉर बिटवीन सहदेव अँड वानर किंग्स ऑफ किष्किंधा. So what is the Kishkindha? Where is the Rishyamukha Parvata? Where is the Pampa Sarovar? These are the controversial points, whether they belong to Karnataka or belong to Kerala. I tell you, in ancient days, I think the Kerala was Cherala first, because it was ruled over by Chera kings. चोह कुहू झालेला आहे तिकडे आणि म्हणून ते चचा क झालेला आहे. साधं व्याकरणाचं सूत्र आहे, बरोबर आहे का बाई? हां, साधं सूत्र आहे ते. खरं चेर किंग्स रूल्ड ओव्हर दॅट. सो त्या चेरल प्रांतातून, चेर राज्यातून मी इथे कदंबांनी राज्य केलं, त्या गोव्यात आले. बोथ आर परशुराम क्षेत्र, बोथ आर परशुराम. अख्खी कोकणपट्टी, गोवा, केरळ परशुराम क्षेत्र आहे सगळं. असो, तर महाभारतात सुद्धा उल्लेख आहे की इथे किष्किंधेमध्ये सहदेव वेन ही वेंट फॉर दिग्विजय, ही हॅड अ फाईट विथ द वानर किंग्स. सो वानर किंग्स आफ्टर रामायण कम्स महाभारत, तर तेव्हासुद्धा वानरांची वस्ती किष्किंधेला होती. ओके, हा त्याचा महाभारतातला म्हणजे उत्तरवर्ती परवर्ती साहित्यातला उल्लेख. केरला पंपा इज ग्रेट रिवर विथ फॉना डिस्क्राइब्ड ॲज इन रामायण, फ्रॉम ऋष्यमुख टू किष्किंधापुरी ऑफ वाली. ते जातात तिकडे, मग हे किष्किंधाकांडामध्ये येतं. अँड राम स्टेड ऑन प्रस्रवण माउंटन फॉर द रेनी सीझन. पाऊस संपेपर्यंत त्या प्रस्रवण पर्वतावर राम राहिला लक्ष्मणासोबत. त्याच्यानंतर मग थोडासा कथाभाग असा येतो किष्किंधाकांडामध्येच की सुग्रीवानी वचन दिलेलं आहे की मी मदत करतो भार्येचा शोध घ्यायला, आणि तो करत नाही. तो त्याच्या वालीचं निर्दालन झालेलं आहे आणि त्याच्यामुळे तो रममाण आहे रुमा आणि तारा ह्या दोन पत्नींबरोबर. आणि मग लक्ष्मणस्य तर्जनम, लक्ष्मण येतो तावातावानी. अगेन इट इज तारा हू, ताराबद्दल कोण बोलला आत्ता? हां, तारा किती हुशार आहे आणि तिला सगळ्याची जाण आहे. ती आधी जाऊन सुग्रीवाला सावध करते की लक्ष्मण येतोय, रागावलेला आहे, लाल बुंद झाला आहे, धनुष्य आहे त्याच्या हातात, काय करेल माहिती नाही. मग त्याला आधी शांत करायचं, त्याला पानकं वगैरे दिलं आहे, थोडंसं शांत केलेलं आहे. आणि मग त्याला ती घेऊन जाते सुग्रीवाकडे. तेव्हा लक्ष्मण त्याला सांगतो, नायम संकुचितः पंथा येन वाली हतो गतः. ज्या रस्त्याने वाली मेला आणि गेला तो रस्ता इतका अरुंद नाही आहे, दॅट कॅन अकॉमोडेट यू ॲज वेल, बी वेअर. म्हणजे कशी गर्भित धमकी दिलेली आहे त्याला सुग्रीवाला, नाही का. सो हा सगळा कथाभाग त्याच्यामध्ये येतो. आणि मग सुग्रीव ॲट लास्ट सुग्रीव 4 दिशांना पथकं करतो आणि सगळ्यांना पाठवतो, यु नो. अँड द वन सच टोली लेड बाय अंगद, जांबवान अँड ऑल, हनुमान त्या टीममध्ये आहे. इट इज नॉट लेड बाय हनुमान. आणि ते दक्षिणेला येतात. आणि दक्षिणेला येऊनही त्यांना काहीच मिळत नाही. समोर अफाट सागर पसरलेला आहे, तोपर्यंत त्यांना काही मिळत नाही, राईट. आणि ते निराश होतात. मग इट इज जांबवान हू यु नो इन्स्पायर्स अँड ट्रिगर्स हनुमान, की तुझ्यामध्ये ताकद आहे, तू करू शकतोस, यू अलोन कॅन डू इट, यू अलोन कॅन डू इट. आणि मग हनुमान त्याची ती बिग लीप घेतो आणि हा सगळा कथाभाग त्याच्यामध्ये येतो. आपण त्याच्यामध्ये जात नाही होत का, आपल्याला वनगमन. आणि वनगमन कधी पूर्ण होणार आहे? श्रीलंकेत आल्यावर पूर्ण होणार आहे. तोपर्यंत त्याचा वनवास आहे. सो द लास्ट हॉल्ट इज श्रीलंका, म्हणजे लंकापुरी. श्रीलंका आत्ताच्या भाषेत लंकापुरी. सुंदरकांडामध्ये अतिशय सुंदर वर्णन आहे त्याचं. हनुमान्स ॲडव्हेंचर्स, मीटिंग सीता, रिटर्निंग टू राम, हे सगळं छोटे छोटे मी घेतलेत बिंदू. मग युद्धकांडामध्ये राम सेट्स आउट ऑन उत्तरा फाल्गुनी नक्षत्र, विच इज नॉट गुड फॉर गोईंग टू साऊथ. which is not good for going to south, but Lanka being on the southeast, it is not a taboo. This is an astronomical detail which is provided here. सरळ जर म्हणून काही वेळेला असं वाटतं की तो जर पहिला आपण नकाशा बघितला, त्या नकाशामधनं पंचवटी म्हणजे महाराष्ट्रातनं सरळ खाली आला तर केरळमधनं यायला पाहिजे आणि मग इथे रामेश्वरकडे येऊन मग ह्या मन्नारच्या इकडनं श्रीलंकेला जायला पाहिजे, बरोबर. पण मग ते डायरेक्ट साऊथ होईल. हा ऑलरेडी ईस्टला आलेला आहे थोडासा, बरोबर, आणि मग इकडे आला आहे. सो इट इज नॉट डायरेक्टली साऊथ, इट इज लिटल साऊथ ईस्ट. अँड देअरफॉर दिस इज नॉट अन ॲस्ट्रॉनॉमिकल टॅबू दॅट एन्डॉर्सेस इन अ वे द पाथ ऑफ राम. मी हा डिटेल का घेतला? बिकॉज दॅट एन्डॉर्सेस इन अ वे वॉट एव्हर द पाथ इज शोन देअर. पहिला आपण परत बघूया आपण तो. So this was the Rama Vanagamana. Then halt near Mahendra mountain. It is on the southern sea, southern tip of the sea. And this one, the Yuddha Kandatle je chapter said 22, 48 to 73, Nala builds 100 yojana long bridge in 5 days. 5 दिवसात प्रत्येक दिवशी त्यांनी किती योजना बांधला आहे ब्रिज. फर्स्ट डे 14 योजना, सेकंड 20, थर्ड इज 21, फोर्थ इज 22 अँड द लास्ट डे इज 23. संध्याकाळी पूर्ण पूल बांधून तयार, 5व्या दिवशी संध्याकाळी. मग राम रावणयोर युद्धम, राम रावणयोरिव. राम डिडंट एंटर लंकापुरी. राम डिडंट एंटर लंकापुरी. विभीषणाचा अभिषेक पण करायला लक्ष्मण गेला लंकापुरीमध्ये. युद्ध लंकेच्या बाहेर झालं आहे, लंका सिटीत नाही झाले. ते मी तुम्हाला चित्र दाखवते पुढे. अँड ही डिडंट इवन एंटर किष्किंधापुरी टू डू द अभिषेक ऑफ सुग्रीव. इट वॉज लक्ष्मण हू वेंट. अँड राम स्टेड आउटसाईड ऑन द आउटस्कर्ट्स, बिकॉज त्यांनी व्रत घेतलं आहे ना, त्याचा वनवास आहे, त्याच्यामुळे ही वोंट एंटर एनी सिटी. So he strictly followed all the rules and regulations of Vanavasa and ate kandamoola falani. Okay. Now these are some pictures. I'll just walk you through these pictures. This is the Nuwar area, the central Sri Lanka. It is like Munnar in Kerala, all covered with tea plantations. And there is the Ravana Ella. Ella म्हणजे धबधबा. Ravana Ella. People there, they told that Ravana used to take bath in this. We just saw that, okay. Ravana's cave. Now here I went till some few steps, 600 steps are there, but then above that there was still more, you know, I couldn't climb. My husband was also there. So Ravana's cave near Ashoka Vatika. So this is a Google picture. These 2 pictures are from my mobile, okay. Nuwar Elia and Ravana Ella. And this cave picture, Google Swami. Then thanks to Google Swami. All other pictures are by me. This is the Rama temple at Nuwar area. The temple seems very new, right? Very, very new. It is newly renovated temple. Hanumanji bahar ahet. And the next slide, it has the old ancient idols of Rama, Lakshmana, Hanuman, and other 2 are there. I am not able to guess who they are. This is Rama and Sita Rama and Sita, this is Lakshmana. One could be Hanuman. Who is the fourth one here? I don't understand. ते काय आपल्याला गर्भगृहात जायला देत नाही, and there was nobody who could tell us what it is. So I don't know. So this is the renovated outer structure, very beautifully done in a typical South Indian style. In a typical South Indian style. Inside the temple there are few murals. Murals from Ramayana, and they don't hesitate to, show Ravana being, Ravana and Jatayu Yuddha and all that. There are so many pictures of that sort. Yeah, see, Jatayula Marlay vagare. So there are so many pictures of this. And then this is the, Ravana took Sita first to Mandodari's palace. Ramayana says it. First he took her to Mandodari's palace, and then to Sita Kotuva. Kotuva is Kwate in Kannada, Durga, Killa, Kwate. So Sita Kotuva, and later in Ashokavatika. Ashokavatika was the last resort, last option. Hanuman landed at Pussalava, this is a place, then searched for Sita and met her at Ashokavatika, and his tail got burnt at Ussanagoda. And here, when Sita was put in the Ashokavatika, Ravana offered her some panaka, some water, not panaka, some water. But Sita refused. Sita refused to take that water, accept that water offered by Ravana. And she just created a stream, throwing a blade of grass, and that stream is flowing even now. And that is the stream. तुम्ही बघताय ना ते पाणी थोडंसं वाहताना दिसतंय. माझ्या मोबाईलमधला फोटो आहे. I don't have a professional camera and all. परंतु this is in Ashokavatika even now. And here there are gigantic footsteps. These are of Hanuman. Same place, Hanumanji, where Hanumanji met Sita. So Ashokavatika is in the dense protected forest, Abhayaranya, giant footprints of Hanuman even now. तिथे गेल्यानंतर मला असं वाटलं, अरे आपल्याला आत्तासुद्धा विदाऊट अ गाईड, विदाऊट बस, विदाऊट मॉडर्न फॅसिलिटीज वी कांट रीच देअर. When Sita was kept there all alone amongst the Rakshasas, how she could have survived? Mentally, if person gets mentally depressed, nobody can take that person out of the depression. सो सीता किती पॉझिटिव्ह असली पाहिजे. सो तिथे गेलं की रडायला येतं आपल्याला, अक्षरशः असं वाईट वाटतं कसे सीतामाईने दिवस काढले असतील इकडे. म्हणजे खरंच अजूनही ते डेन्स आहे, अतिशय डेन्स फॉरेस्ट. द बॅटल टूक प्लेस ॲट वासगामुवा. वासल मीन्स बेअर, अस्वल, अँड गामुवाचा काहीतरी अर्थ आहे, बॅटल फील्ड का असं काहीतरी अर्थ आहे. So it is 225 kilometers from Colombo, the capital city, a battlefield like Panipat. Panipatचं पहिलं युद्ध, दुसरं युद्ध, तिसरं युद्ध, we say. So Panipat has become like a battlefield. So this Vasagamuva or Vasagamuva has become like a battlefield because earlier also there was the battle between Vijaya आणि कोण श्रीलंकेत. इथून चोल राजे जे गेले होते श्रीलंका, त्यांनी वसवली आहे, आपल्या तमिळ राजांनी वसवली आहे श्रीलंका. त्यांचं आणि ते लोकल लोकांचे जे फाईट झाले ते ह्याच ठिकाणी झाले. त्याच्यामुळे दिस इज द बॅटलफील्ड लाईक पानिपत. सो हनुमान ब्रॉट संजीवनी टू रिवाईव्ह लक्ष्मण, अँड पार्ट्स ऑफ दॅट फेल ऑन द वे. वन इज ॲट रुमस्साल अँड विच इज ॲट द सदर्न टिप ऑफ श्रीलंका कॉल्ड गाल. GALLE स्पेलिंग आहे, त्याला गाले नाही म्हणत, गालच म्हणतात. गालला मोठं स्टेडियम आहे, क्रिकेटियर्स नो दॅट, दोज हू वॉच क्रिकेट दे नो. श्रीलंकेच्या मॅचेस गालमध्ये होतात. या आणि गालपासून ते कोलंबोपर्यंत चायनाने त्यांना ब्रिज बांधून दिला आहे, माहिती आहे श्रीलंकेला. बापरे, चायनीज ड्रॅगन विळका घालतोय. एनीहाऊ, तर तिकडे त्याचा काही पार्ट पडला आहे त्या रुमस्सालमध्ये. अँड हो, बंदर आहे, टिप, सदर्न टिप ऑफ श्रीलंका बंदर आहे. आणि तिथे जॅपनीज गव्हर्मेंट हॅज बिल्ट अ पॅगोडा. यू कॅन सी द पॅगोडा हिअर, राईट? दिस इज द पॅगोडा. जॅपनीज गव्हर्मेंट हॅज बिल्ट द पॅगोडा अँड देर इज दिस हनुमानजी हिअर. ती मूर्ती लपली जाते, त्या पॅगोडाच्या मागे आहे, आम्ही बघायला गेलो. ही नव्याने स्थापन केलेला विग्रह आहे हा. बट द इंटरेस्टिंग थिंग इज द फ्लोरा ऑन दॅट, लाईक टेकडी आहे छोटीशी, टेकाड, पर्वत नाही आहे, टेकाड म्हणूया, just a mound. That flora is alien to Sri Lanka. तिथे जी काही वनस्पती उगवतात, फ्लोरा म्हणजे नुसती फुलं नव्हेत, ज्या काही वनस्पती आहेत, दे डोंट ग्रो एनीवेअर इन एंटायर श्रीलंका. सो पीपल से दे बिलीव्ह दॅट दिस वॉज द पार्ट विच हनुमानजी ब्रॉट अँड पार्ट ऑफ दॅट फेल. ही लिफ्टेड द एंटायर पीक ना, द्रोणागिरी पर्वत उचलला, त्याचे पाठ कुठे कुठे पडले, तर एक पाठ तिकडे पडला आणि तिथे ज्या वनस्पती आहेत त्या मूळच्या हिमालयातल्या आहेत, त्या श्रीलंकेत कुठेही उगवत नाहीत असं अजूनही सांगितलं जातं. देन मोर दॅन 50 रामायण साईट्स आर देअर. हे मी तिथले काही फोटो टाकलेले आहेत. मी गेले होते 2016 साली, सगळ्या भिक्खूंबरोबरचे फोटो. दिस इज समथिंग इंटरेस्टिंग. यू सी द लेफ्ट पिक्चर हिअर, हे इथे जे लेफ्ट साईडला आहे ना, देर आर 2 लाईक शार्प टीथ कमिंग आउट ऑफ द माउथ. तो बिभीषण आहे इन द फॉर्म ऑफ राक्षस. दॅट इज बिभीषण. ही इज बिंग क्राउंड. वरती मुकुट आहे पा एवढा, दिसतंय कर्सर माझा, मुकुट घातलेला आहे त्याला. सो दॅट इज इन दॅट्स अ म्युरल. दॅट्स अ म्युरल. बट देर इज अनदर टेम्पल हिअर विच इज ॲट द राईट साईड. अँड टेम्पल दे डोंट हॅव विग्रह, दे जस्ट हॅव अ कर्टन. मग तिथे मुरुगन टेम्पल आहे, गणेश टेम्पल आहे, बट पिक्चर्स पेंटेड यु नो ऑन अ कर्टन. सो त्याला इट इज लाईक अ ह्युमन, इट इज it's not like a rakshasa. Okay, so these are some interesting things, Sri Lanka tour. Now one more interesting thing and I'll stop. Okay. So no, I must adhere, not adhere, but yes, Shri Rama Jatakam. This is, incidentally I found this was published by SIF, our own Chinmaya International Foundation, a manuscript. It was published by A.R. Rajaraja, written by Rajaraja Verma and edited by K. Subramanya in 2007. The first director or chairperson of this show, the Samsthan. I incidentally found it and I thought it is so interesting. I must tell you whatever I know, I must share, right? So this is to fix the time of all the important events of Ramayana. Shri Rama Jatakam. Now it is out of print. We are going to reprint it. The process is on. आणि कधी कधी कुठे बाहेर पडला, कोणत्या वर्षी, किती दिवस राहिला, कोणत्या नक्षत्रावर, हे सगळे डिटेल्स दिलेत. ततः 25 वर्षे दुंदुभी नाम संवत्सरे चैत्रशुद्ध पंचमी दिने वनप्रवेशः. वेन डिड ही एंटर द वन? चैत्रशुद्ध पंचमी. तावान तमसा तीरवासः. दॅट वी सॉ राईट फ्रॉम द रामायण. षष्ठ्यां गंगातीरवासः. तत्र त्रिपथगां गंगां शिवतोयाम् अशैवलां ददर्श राघवो दिव्यां पुण्यां ऋषिनिषेवितां. सप्तम्यां जटाधारणं. वडाचा चीक लावलाय केसांना. जटाधारणं हितकामः पितुः अहं सीतायाः लक्ष्मणस्य च जटां कृत्वा गमिष्यामि न्यग्रोध क्षीरमानय. वडाचा चीक आण लक्ष्मणा म्हणून त्यांनी पाठवलं. अष्टम्यां भरद्वाजाश्रमप्राप्तिः तां रात्रिम् अवसत्सुखं. नवम्यां प्रातः भरद्वाज अभ्यनुज्ञातः मार्गे स्थित्वा. दशम्यां चित्रकूटप्राप्तिः 10 वर्ष निवासः. सो इतके डिटेल्स त्याच्यामध्ये दिलेत. अतिशय सुंदर पुस्तक आहे. छोटंसं पुस्तक आहे एवढंसं. So Dasharatha passed away on the 6th night of Rama's exile. Soldiers went to bring back Bharata, started from Kekaya on the 14th night. After 7 days, Bharata came to Ayodhya. That is Chaitra Krishna Panchami. So 21 days have passed after Dasharatha's demise. And 1 month passed to the exile of Rama, and then Bharata has come back. He left to bring Rama back on Vaishakha Shukla Shashti. Ramamelanam Ashtamyam. कारण तो ससैन्य गेला आहे त्यामुळे वेळ लागला. फ्रॉम चित्रकूट दे वेंट टू द हर्मिटेज ऑफ अत्री and atrehe anudnyaya vanam pravishtaha. Vaishakha Shuddha Pauranamyam Dandakaranya Praveshaha. Very interesting details for those who really want to study Ramayana from that point of view, day by day, you know. Everything has been given here. पुनः सुतीक्ष्णस्य आश्रम प्रवेशः. तत्र 2 वर्षौ निवासः. पंचवट्यां वर्षोपरी 55 दिनानि वासः. वर्षोपरी 1 वर्षाच्या वर 55 55 दिवस. वैशाखमासे शूर्पणखा खरदूषणादि राक्षस वधः. ततः 14 वर्षे 5 दिनोत्तर 10 मासे ज्येष्ठशुक्लप्रतिपदी सीताहरणं. सीतापहरणम कधी झालं ते पण सांगितलं आहे. आणि सीता इन लंका स्टेड फॉर 10 months. ततः जटायुदर्शनादी सुग्रीव पट्टाभिषेकपर्यंतम ज्येष्ठ आषाढो 2 महिने. मग त्यांनी प्रस्रवण पर्वतावर हे काढला, पावसाळा काढला. ततः श्रावणादि वार्षिकमासेषु गुहावासः. ततः श्रावणमारभ्य कार्तिकपर्यंतं तूष्णीं स्थिताः 4 मासं यावत्. मार्गशीर्षे सुग्रीवागमनं निजनिवेदनं च. ततः पुष्यमारभ्य सीतामार्गणं. सो दिस इज डन इन अ व्हेरी व्हेरी ब्युटिफुल मॅनर. आणि मग फाल्गुने शुद्ध त्रयोदश्यां वगैरे वगैरे. अमावास्यायाम अपररात्रे रावणवधः. फाल्गुन महिन्यातल्या अमावास्येमध्ये अपररात्री रावणाला मारले. असे सगळे डिटेल्स 3 स्लाईडमध्ये मी माववलेत ते. So this is what I wanted to present in the Vanagamana. So we must think of not only Valmiki Ramayana but some other manuscripts which can help us derive at some other conclusions or endorse the statements given by Valmiki, right? So that becomes really a research study. And I am thankful to the organizers and the person who is anchoring here for giving me some extra time to complete this. I will again complete by a Indrastuti of Rama. Very beautiful verse. No, it is not. Indrastuti was done earlier. This is a verse written by my student, Dr. Shree Ramayya, and he wrote it on the Ramanavami day. I liked it so much, I thought I will reproduce. Navanirada Sanhati Ramyatano. Navanila Nirada Sundaraha. Tulsidas also said, Navanirada Sanhati Ramyatano Navanita Suvenu Vilasikara Navavarshamidam Kurunassa Phalam Navadharati Rastu Tavangri Yuge. Navadharati Rastu Tavangri Yuge. Namaskar.
बहु कठिनः समयः दत्तः आसीत् भवतां कृते भोजनस्य अनन्तरं, परन्तु सर्वान् अपि जागृतान् स्थापयित्वा भवत्यः सर्वाः अपि बहु सुन्दररीत्या प्रस्तुतिं कृतवत्यः. अतः एकं श्लोकरूपेण एव अहम् एकं कार्तज्ञं व्याहरामि. एकवचने नाम प्रयुक्तं क्षन्तव्यः अहं. गौरीं धवलकीर्तिञ्च स्नेहां स्नेहगुणान्वितां योगितां योग्यतापूर्णां कार्तज्ञेन नमाम्यहम्. भवन्तः सर्वेपि बहु उत्सुकतया श्रुतवन्तः. इदानीम् अग्रिमसूचना भविष्यति. तदनन्तरं वयं वैयक्तिकतया अपि संवादं कर्तुं शक्नुमः.
इदानीं प्रश्नोत्तरस्य कृते अवसरः नास्ति, तदेव
अस्ति वा? दातव्यम् अवसरः दातव्यः?
नहीं
मास्तु, अस्तु.
विलम्बेन जायते.
In person. Anantara. Yes, okay. Thank you. अतः मम कृते एतदवसरं दत्तवन्तः, तदर्थमपि अहं कार्तज्ञं व्याहरामि आयोजकानाम्. अन्ते वाल्मीकिगिरिसम्भूता रामसागरगामिनी श्रीमद् रामायणी गङ्गा पुनातु भुवनत्रयम् इति आशास्य सर्वान् पुनः अभिवन्द्य विरमामि. धन्यवादाः.